Hello, Fabulous Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2017, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What a month it is. A lot of this month is really going to be about Venus retrograde season. That's about it. Venus retrograde season is the big focus now. A lot of us are going to be looking at what we love. And for you in particular, who do I love? And particularly where it comes to your friends. So friendships are going to be very much in focus throughout this month, sort of culminating as we get to the very end of the month with a new moon happening hand in hand with Venus in this same part of the sky. And so I'm seeing this as a time of a lot of reflection as to who's really with you, who really are your people, who really are your friends, what groups do you truly belong to, and what groups do you maybe at one time did belong to, but now not so much. As I look at this particular sky, there's a lot of power to be had here with considering how you have grown, how you have changed, and particularly how you've changed in the context of a particular group as well. I also would really encourage you to be mindful about mixing like love and friendship, because the thing that happens is that what you think you're going to get ends up being very different. And I'll talk a lot more about it next month, and you'll understand more when I say it really is so important not to mix like career and people you work with, even if they are your friends, and even professional connections with love. And even if it's just sort of crossing that line and going to that friend zone area, I would still be a little bit careful, because it does look like you may change your mind, and in some cases you may change it very dramatically. So this part of the sky, of course, also has to do with groups, and it could very well be that your understanding of your place within a group or their usefulness to your life is starting to evolve, is starting to change. It could be that the people you're interacting with in these groups as well, it's starting to feel a little bit like at one time maybe this was a very useful connection to you, a membership that was useful to you. Now, maybe not as much. And this could very well play out in the context of one particular person within these groups. This also could play out in the context of, like I said, blending that space between heart and alliances. You know, I've heard it said that when couples break up, and especially if they are particularly social and they involve other people, it's like the friends get split as well. The friends end up choosing a side also, sticking with one over the other. And a sky like this could really reveal that to you that much more. How much it is that your involvement with one key person within a group actually ends up splitting that group at that. But, you know, also I think about with Venus retrograde, there's this sense of where is the love, right? Where is the love? And are you getting love out of this particular connection or not? Are you getting pleasure out of it? Is it like pulling teeth every time you have to go and interact with this particular group? Do you feel understood on a heart level? And even if it is totally professional, right? And even if it is totally selfish, if you're not feeling that sense of ease, if it doesn't feel like a joy to continue interacting with certain people, that is going to start to become that much clearer to you also right about now. And again, it could be romantic, but it could also be very platonic and professional, where you start to evaluate the value of your continued connection, but also the ease and the pleasure of it. As we move towards the end of the month, we do have a full moon taking place. This full moon is happening at the very base of your sky. And this full moon is speaking very powerfully to a changing sense of understanding what is home for you and your place, your understanding of where it is that you feel strong in your foundations. Now, this full moon is speaking with Saturn in your opposite sign. Now, also speaking with Pluto though, and I really do like that, speaking with Pluto in a financial part of the sky for you. And so there are a few ways that this can play out. One is, I think that if you are in an established bond, it could be that you and your partners has very different ideas of what home is, or what's going to feel comfortable in the context of home and where you live. Ultimately, there might be a little bit of convincing that needs to happen, but it looks like Financial well thoughts will prevail, okay? Smartness will prevail. And it looks like ultimately there's this mind and there's this sense of what's going to allow us to build wealth, what's going to allow us to grow wealth. And with that in mind, this can be an amazing time, a positive time, a time of increasing energy and increasing growth in prosperity as well. Now, it could also be the desire to work from home comes up. And again, the need to convince a partner or feeling some resistance from a partner could show up here, and ultimately does make good financial sense. And it looks like the support is there for you to actually thrive in a home-based business environment, or even I would say if you work with homes as well. This could also be if you're in a business relationship where you start to see that bond a little bit differently and how much it's helping what you're doing, home-based business or working with homes especially, that becomes that much more relevant. Where you start to evaluate the benefits to both of you where it comes to this bond. I also see this as, and again, if you're in a business alliance, it could be right about now that you realize or you start to see where maybe they have a little bit of a different vision than you do, and then trying to find that right balance. Remember, what I do really like about this full moon is that it's leading you towards greater prosperity. And so if it is a matter of an investment, if it isn't a matter of needing to, make sure all the bank loans and things happen so that you can purchase some new place, buying, selling, moving, yes, there may be some resistance. Yes, there may be some conversations, in some cases difficult conversations that need to happen, and yet you excel. And yet you end up making the best of it, and you end up understanding wealth and your ability to have wealth and prosperity at a much different, much higher and elevated level at that. In fact, I would say that yes, it may be hard if you decide to buy right about now. There may be some challenges, but it will end up being a very good investment. I do really like that about this particular full moon. What I love about this month for you is this sense of understanding, is this sense of focus on the people in your life, what they add, what they don't. It's an understanding of heart and making a decision from that place. And it's an understanding of love, platonic love, certainly, the love that comes from friends, certainly, but love in different areas of life, in the most lofty areas of life. You are going to start to understand and get some different glimpses into who's with you and what love and how that love could express itself for you. And that consideration, yes, it's going to start now, but it will continue into next month as well. And I think all along it is going to be an incredible ride that ultimately, when you balance it all out, you will enjoy very much. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you would like a video just like this every single week, looking at the week ahead, log on to astrofabulous.com and become one of my superstars. I would be super happy to see you out there. It is astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Join the community of superstars and get access to expanded and extended horoscope videos every single week. And become one of my superstars. I'd absolutely love that, and I'd love to see you there. But thank you so much for being here. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.